Hi, and welcome to Musicians Hangout with your host, Crash Fistfight from Hated Noise and Fatal Butterfly, and Maxine Maxwell from the Maxwells.
Happy Wednesday, everyone. It's great to be back. And as you can tell, I'm back home now. I'm not on vacay anymore. But I had a great time. Lots of hiking, lots of sunshine. All right.
Man, it's always just nice to get away.
Yeah, reset, recharge. Oh, yeah, definitely. It was great. So, yeah, we've got a fun filled evening for you tonight, and we will introduce our guest right after I go over our mission statement for Musicians Hangout. And that is to be part of a revolution to create friendships with other artists and build a community network to save music. And thank you all for joining us tonight and helping that dream come true.
And happy 4th of July. Like, it's, obviously not the 4th anymore, but...
But we definitely all celebrated, over the weekend, so that was great.
Yeah, we didn't get a chance to say it, so saying
Right.
that now.
Yeah, we didn't say it last week, so yeah, good chance to say it. And without further ado, we'll introduce our guest for tonight, Kaimi.
It's okay.
Kaimi.
Hi,
Yes,
thanks so much for joining us tonight. Where are you broadcasting from?
So, I'm just in my room right now, but on the island of Oahu, and yeah, in Hawaii. I don't know if you guys know, but yeah, Hawaii. If you guys, for the people that don't know, I'm in Hawaii, on the island of Oahu.
Awesome. I haven't gotten
What town are you in?
So I live on the windward. They call it the windward side, and I live in Kaneohe, and that's where I live.
Oh my God, I love Kaneohe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to live in Wainaimakaa.
Yeah, that's the brown side.
Yes, it is.
That's the dry side, not brown. That's just the dry side, the drier side. I live more on the green
side.
Oh.
Yeah. So leeward side is the drier.
Yeah, there's always brush fires going on. It's always on fire.
Oh
just some like this past weekend.
Always hot.
Well, of course. Probably because of the fireworks, right?
I'm not sure what started it. Probably.
I'm just assuming. That's what happens out here. We had a brush fire not too far from where I live too over the weekend. So, and it was fireworks. So, yeah, it's crazy. It's kind of dry here.
Oh my God.
So how cool you're filming from Hawaii and broadcasting from there. It's is it 3 hours different from us, Crash?
Yes.
Awesome. So it's like 4 o'clock there for you.
Well, sometimes it's 2. Okay. Sometimes it's 2 o'clock. Sometimes it's 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
It depends upon our time, like
daylight savings.
Okay.
Yeah, the daylight savings. Okay. So
yeah.
Well, that makes
there's
sense.
Always because Hawaii never changes. They don't have daylight savings. It's just.
Yeah, like we don't really have a shift in like.
I mean, why you don't really need to.
Yeah, like it's usually the sun usually sets or changes within an hour, so it's pretty within like an hour. Like it doesn't get darker earlier or later. I mean, it does, but just like an hour, so it's really not that much. Yeah.
Hi, Rock Mama. Hi, Tammy, and hi, Haley. Welcome.
Welcome, you guys. Thanks for viewing. Chat room's already blowing up. Let us know if you guys have any questions for our guest. Aloha. Thank you, Tammy.
Tammy says aloha.
Good to hear from you, girl.
Tammy all the way from Washington.
And Haley says, good anokaimi.
Yay. Oh, that's awesome. Hi, Haley. So,
and then Rock Mama.
You guys can let us know if you guys have any questions for our guest. I am going to ask, how did you start your journey as a musician?
Well, my mother, she still is a professional hula dancer. So She actually, growing up, she would sometimes every once in a while have to take me to her gigs, which is kind of frowned upon, but sometimes, you get stuck and you have to make do, right? So I would go to my mom's work every once in a while, and I would hear the musicians play and perform, and I got introduced to. I mean, I was already introduced as far as CDs and records being played, but when I really saw somebody play live, it really intrigued me, and that's how I started getting into it. I was showing, I was showing like interest in trying to play ukulele. So my
Oh,
mom, luckily my mom had an ukulele, and she pulled it out for me, and from there I started trying to learn some songs, and a couple years went by, and I really couldn't get a grasp on it, so I didn't really like it, and then
oh,
yeah, and then I went to I jumped from I was in elementary school, so when I jumped to like seventh grade, so I started playing like maybe like fifth grade, and then I really didn't get serious on it until I was like seventh grade, where I met one of my best friends, Steven, and he's from Maui. So my mom then live on Maui. I grew up on the island of Maui, and
Oh,
oh.
so yeah, so I grew up on the island of Maui.
It's a busy island. I don't know personally. I haven't been to Hawaii, but I hear that's the busy one.
Well, Oahu is
it's
the
the
most
flower
busiest,
one.
Okay. Oh, okay.
but
Yes,
but Maui is the
that's
next
where
busier
Waikiki
one.
is.
Yeah, so I live where Waikiki is, and then Maui is kind of like the next one everybody wants to go and visit.
So you kind of live over by Diamond Head and stuff.
Yeah, I live. I mean, no traffic. It's like 20 minutes, maybe
Ah,
25 minutes from Waikiki. So not too far, not too
Oh,
far. But yeah, so
not too far, but from a
not too
baby.
far, but it's an island, so we're not too far from that much. There's really not an
From
hour
anything.
drive.
Right,
Uh,
right.
yeah, the longest drive is maybe 45 minutes to somewhere.
oh, that's
Um,
nice.
yeah, but so yeah, I met my friend Steven in seventh grade, and it was cool because I played some ukulele, but just real old school Hawaiian. We call it chalangalang, where it's
Mm.
just real old school stuff and real traditional. I know a couple songs, and then my friend Steven um, knew more, and I was actually playing it wrong, and he started showing me some stuff, and this is before YouTube and before you could
Right.
just look up how to play things, right? So
Yeah.
um, so yeah, he knew how to play, and he started showing me some songs and telling me to buy these CDs, and I ended up buying these CDs, and at this time, I started trying to play with the CD and try to get my ear to catch what we call it picking, or like the licks that the ukulele was doing. So we
Yeah.
were what we would do is we'll take it home, and I mean, not take it home, but we'll go home and we'll try to learn it by ear, come back to school and be like, it's like this. And my friend Steven would be like, no, it's like this. And eventually that just built up the ear. And yeah, and then I would, then summer I would come to Oahu and visit my grandparents. My grandparents live here on Oahu. And my grandfather liked rock, and he had like some rock CDs and albums, and I kind of got into like old school rock, and I noticed that some of the local CDs I was buying here had rock songs on there, so they were like island versions of these rock songs. So I started buying
Cool.
like Doobie Brothers. Yeah, I started buying Doobie Brothers. My grandpa really liked Santana,
Oh,
so
Santana's
I
great.
was listening to
Yeah.
Santana. Yeah, so I was listening to like
Um,
that kind of stuff, and then yeah, and then when I ended up getting like when I got seventh, eighth grade, and then it was high school. So where I was living, all my friends, like my friend Steven, went to Maui High, and I ended up going to Baldwin, which was a real bummer for me.
Oh.
But I went to Baldwin. I mean, of course, I made more friends, or new friends that play music, and everybody played ukulele. So yeah, so eventually, so at that time, right when I went into freshman, that's when my mom linked me up with this. We call it like a halal, or like a production company, and these production companies will do like weddings or like luau, like luau's like at hotels and stuff like that.
Oh, neat.
So what was cool is that, yeah, I was my mom's friend, and she took me under her wing, and I jumped in this halal, or this group, this music group, and there's hula dancers, and
Wow.
Polynesian dancers, and there's the musicians. So
Yeah.
I started playing ukulele, and I started playing Polynesian drums, which is like the Tahitian drums you
Oh,
hear.
that's cool.
Yeah, and I started
You guys
doing
have to
that.
like dress up in like the traditional lava lava and
Yeah, we had to do that.
oh my
Not
god, that's
not
so awesome. I love that. I gotta
yeah,
tell you.
not for every show we had to, for like the musicians. Not every show. The musicians were pretty easy. It's either we wore like a aloha shirt, black pants, black
Oh, but I
slacks,
meant like
black shoes.
luau's though, when you have to really like show up and like do like
Yeah,
That makes
all
yeah,
the
sense.
cool
Yeah.
stuff. Oh, it's amazing. Like I love luau's and I love local luau's more because they like pull out all the stops. Like
Cool.
yeah, yeah.
just like girls that your friends, like they get out there and they start doing dancing hula and
That's sweet.
it's the most amazing time I've ever had. Like I loved living in Hawaii. And I loved that I lived in like with the locals because you get to learn
That's
more about their traditions
yeah, that's
and
the
what
way to
was
go. That's the
important
way to
for
go.
them. And I think that was just really cool. I had like quite a really good experience when I lived there.
That's awesome.
That, that's the way to go. Though, live with the locals and you see it. But yeah, if you get a chance to, if you guys, I mean, I know you've been to a luau, but Maxine, if you ever, have you been to a luau, or
I
you know
actually,
what it is? You just know what it
yeah,
is, right?
so I had a trip planned to Hawaii this year, but we're rescheduling for next year. So I was going to finally get to see Hawaii, but I'm postponing. I
Mm.
I used to be a youth mentor for a local tribe here. So I live in the Pacific Northwest near Seattle.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And there are a lot of different Pacific Northwest tribes, Salish tribes. And I worked with the youth, and we would go to canoe journey and different youth gatherings nationwide. And we would get to see, other tribes in their regalia and performing. In fact, that's where I got my shells I'm wearing. I got these from the Hawaiians who were at a conference in Phoenix. So I got to go down to Phoenix, Arizona with some youth, and they were part of the tribal government, youth government. And yeah, it was really cool to get to see traditional dance at those places. So, I've gotten a taste, but I want to see it. I want to experience it,
Yeah.
There's
I mean,
nothing
that's gonna
like
be.
going to a luau on the beach, like in
Yeah,
Hawaii, and
That's what I was gonna say. Oh, that's what I was gonna
like
say. It's
having
like,
Kahlua pork and just like a luau. Like, it's amazing. They get like the
yeah,
fire people out there, and they just
yeah,
like I said, the locals they pull out all the stops because they're just having a grand old time. And this is something that's taught to them
it's their
like
culture.
generation
Yeah,
after
yeah.
generation.
Tradition.
So yes, and I loved it so much. I loved it.
yeah, yeah. Luau's. That's the number one, kind of like, I wouldn't say the number one attraction, but I mean it is up there when you come. So yeah,
Yeah,
make
my
sure you go
mom
to
got to
one.
go to Hawaii with one of her close friends a few years ago, and she told me the same thing. She's like, "You
Yeah,
have to go, hands down, go to that." So, yeah, we'll
yeah,
definitely experience that soon, hopefully.
yeah. Yeah, to keep going, I guess. Yeah, so I was doing that. I did that all my high school years, but eventually I started branching off and playing bass guitar from there, self-taught bass guitar, because
Wow.
bass is just, one
Me
note and
too.
you play one note, right? So you just I would watch my boss play ukulele, and I would be like, I know what key that is, and I know that 1/5. You know, the Polynesian songs are usually just 1/5s most of the time. 1/5/5, 1/5/5. You know, so I was just following his hands, and
Really?
then I started learning some bass lines, like Bob Marley bass lines, because you know reggae is like the second most popular genre here in
That
Hawaii.
makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I love
Yeah.
that. That's awesome.
Yeah, so I mean, I really like playing bass because I did. I mean, I just the bass line is in reggae music is real melodic. So I mean, I did take a good like I did. I was kind of like consider myself a bass player after that for a little while. And but the real quick funny story of that was the bass player didn't show up for a gig, and I had my ukulele, but then we had a bass too, and they're like, "Hey, Kaimi, or no, anybody knows how to play bass?" And I'm all like, "Well, I tried it before. Like I can play, I guess, like I could play it. I mean, and that's how I started playing bass for the shows. It was like at a show, I just jumped on bass and I was like, oh, this is
That's
pretty easy.
awesome.
That is awesome.
Yeah, I
Yay.
mean, I wasn't doing fancy stuff, but I was just like,
Yeah.
like with my
Let me
finger
know.
and like, oh, this is pretty easy.
Oh my
But
God. Crash, you got
from there,
on the bass, man. Like, so she plays bass too.
okay.
Yeah. As well as drums. Drums are like my main thing, but I played bass
Hmm.
for way longer. So
Yeah.
that was kind of my thing for a long time. So yeah, I know. I did a show in Hawaii with my friend's band. Their band was called Open Fire.
Open
And they were
fire.
pretty big. Yeah. They were pretty big like back in the 90s.
Mm.
So yeah, I play bass with them. They just did like a bunch of covers and
Mm.
like played the
Where
bars
did you?
in Honolulu.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you remember any of the bars you played at?
I can't remember their names. It's been so long
Ah.
ago.
Because
I could just
I know.
remember like my friend Eric, he was the vocalist for Open Fire. And they were like, I don't know. They had long hair and they wore the spandex. It was pretty funny. But
Interesting.
Oh, that's awesome.
I don't know.
Dude,
People
Uh,
we gotta add that to your bio.
it
We're
was
putting our bio
yeah.
together. Just
Okay.
yesterday we
pretty
like started doing that. So yeah, we gotta add that in, girl.
Do it. Do
I'm
for our up and
super-
coming website.
yeah.
it. I was just wondering because I mean the rock scene over here on Oahu is pretty small, and
Oh,
like I mean I kind of dabble in a lot of scenes here, but at one time I was playing like keyboards. I mean let's just call it playing keyboards. I mean I was playing keyboards, but I was just doing droney psychedelic stuff for this metal
cool.
band, and
Yeah,
so I
this
kind of
was
got in.
way back in like 89 and 90. So
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
like
I don't want to
way
like
back in
we don't want to put age on anybody, but like that's what I was
right.
thinking. You probably maybe ran into some of my friends because I do know a lot of that like that decade of people, you know what I mean, that
You
have
can
played
see
in the
older
80s.
people. It's okay. We get it.
But I do have like a lot of friends that have been rocking out since like the 80s and 90s. A couple uncles that had long hair and now they're all like chopped up and just like or
Yeah,
shaved.
and so ask them about if they've ever heard of Open Fire because they were
Yeah, I'll
pretty
try.
big in
I'll try ask them.
Honolulu.
I'll try ask. I'll
So
try
yeah,
ask.
totally ask them
Open fire.
about that. Like, oh
Yeah,
man,
I
I could
will
still
ask.
see like the picture. They were in like some alley in Honolulu, probably like Hotel Street.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
just like with
and
their
like I.
long hair, their like spandex pants. It was pretty funny. Open fire.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. In Hawaii, we do rock out.
Sweet.
I knew friends like so like what yeah so like just to tie that in with like just growing up still. So I was playing Polynesian music, but I had friends that played in reggae bands, just played strictly reggae. I had friends that actually played in some metal and rock bands in high school. And but on Maui, it was way smaller at that time. So like my friend that was playing metal and rock, and they couldn't really get any gigs because really there was maybe one place that would have rock, that kind of music. Oahu would have more options, and at that time it was a little more. People were more open to like distortion and all that stuff. And when I say that, it's because Hawaii's.
Your friend wrote you something.
Neilani says that
Yeah.
you have long hair but no spandex.
Get out the shower.
Neilani, you should change that. Get him some spandex.
Everybody,
oh my god!
Some yoga pants.
Oh yes.
Oh man. Well, like the thinnest pants I ever wore was like I did this show, and it was actually on my Facebook. She sent me a thing today. I think it was today or yesterday, and it was a show in Santa Clara or Santa Clarita, and it was really hot. And there's a picture. It's called the Island Reggae Fest, and I was wearing like really tight. That was the tightest pants I ever wore. So I mean, it's practically spandex because that thing was just all on my leg. I mean, it was crazy because I would think it would be like, no. She saw the picture. It's guaranteed she saw that picture. No,
I love this lady.
I wish I could pull up the pictures now. Like, I wish I could pull up the pictures on there, so I just pull it up and be like, see right here.
Someone else asked earlier, there was a question in the chat room earlier about if you were going to play any music. And, if you want to do that, if you want, yeah, we can totally throw that in. So if you're feeling it, if not, it's cool. Like, it's mostly an interview show.
You don't have to.
Well, I have it all set up.
Neil,
I wasn't sure. No spandex.
No spandex.
But see, I have it kind of set up, so I could do something, but I don't know.
Well, that would be fabulous. Like I said before, we're free flow. So if you're feeling it, go ahead. If not, it's cool.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Okay.
We're down. So we're just a hangout, man.
Well, let me finish my life story first.
Yes,
no, I'm joking.
Dude, we have to keep going. It's okay.
We have time.
We have time.
But I'll play a song. Let's see when I get to like the halfway. I mean, it is past the halfway already.
So viewers, stay tuned. He's gonna play, but he's got to finish his life story. So get your snacks.
2 hours later. No.
That's okay.
No.
That's okay. We don't care. We're just here to listen.
No, keep it short. So by my senior year in high school is that year. That year was the year they cut all music actually.
Oh.
And they're cutting all like they're cutting. That's when the year they were cutting, the funds were kind of behind on a lot of schools across the nation. They were cutting, and there was this thing called Brown Bags to Stardom that they had, and they cut all these things. So when I was a senior in high school, it was kind of like bummer because the only choices I had to take for music now was I was a senior now, so it was jazz band, and I was like, shoot, I don't play jazz.
Yeah.
I mean, I do play a little. And at that time, I was already learning how to play some guitar, like on my own, So I knew some chords that my friend showed me, and I was like, okay, I can kind of, because everybody was playing ukulele still, and it's kind of hard to walk around school with a bass, and you're over here like, yeah, let's jam. Like, can you turn your bass up? And I'm like, yeah, no, I only had an electric bass. So people that out there that don't know electric and acoustic bass, I mean, acoustic bass, it'll project louder so you can play with one another. An electric bass, you have to plug it into an amp, which will amplify it and make it louder. So when you're in school, you don't really have the capacity to carry a bass amp and a bass and play at the same time. Hence, guitar was the next best thing because you can play some bass on guitar and you can actually play some chords and it sounds fuller.
Yeah.
So that's where I ended up going into playing guitar. And I was just learning like just basic chords, bar chords, the basic bar chords and stuff, no jazzy stuff. So anyway, yeah, jazz. There was jazz band and there was piano. and I did play a little piano, a little bit, but it was like that fake, you know, keyboard where the lights shine up and you're over there trying to follow the lights. That's how I was trying to learn keyboard. But then, yeah, my school teacher taught me how to do some keyboard, and from there he started showing me some theory, and that's when that was my first introduction because his name was Mr. Joe, and he was like, maybe he was like, so I don't know how he heard or if I told him, but at that time I was already looking into colleges and stuff like that, and I was like, you know, I wanted to major in music. My mom was like, if you could major in recess, major in recess, but major in something that you love. So
yes,
so yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I was thinking, yeah, so music is like super fun and easy for me, and so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna major in music. So at that time, I guess the word got out to the music teachers, which was only Mr. Joe now, and he was like, well, I heard, yeah, he was like, I heard you want to major in music. I was like, yeah, and he was like, well, let me show you some stuff. So he starts doing the Roman numeral thing with me, and I'm all like, I don't know what you're talking about right now. I was like, what are you talking about?
Confusing, yeah.
So yeah, I was like, 1 + 1. I was like, no math. I don't want math.
Wait, what is this Roman numeral thing? What the hell is that?
Yeah, so Roman numeral, like they'll do so you know, like in 7. I mean, in music you have 7 notes and then the octave, right? So
12.
Well, yeah, you have 12 notes, but like say in the chord of
okay, yeah, in an octave. Yes, there is 7 notes in an octave. You are correct. Yes.
Yeah. So you're going up, but he was trying to show me the structure of how chords work with these Roman numerals. So in the theory of like, so going to college, he was just saying like in college they're gonna show you this, and you're gonna probably freak out.
I took some in college and it was too confusing. I just stuck with art. So I tried to major in both art and music, and I just decided I was going to get through school faster if I picked one major, because I'm an art teacher. So I was going to try to teach art or music, and I was like, hell no, I'm not doing theory.
You're like, and it ends up, like theory, it turns into like math, and you're like, oh man, like I freaking like math.
So, as a drummer, we already do a lot of math because like everything is in a series of 4.
Yeah,
exactly.
So
it's simpler. I don't know how to explain it. It's simpler.
Yeah,
but like we have to like take away certain amount of beats if we're going to add a drum roll, because that adds a certain amount of beats. So there's already math there, and then we have to keep like how many measures is this, and how many notes have they played, and it's people don't understand how much math there is to be a drummer. Like, it's crazy.
And that's the most confusing for me.
Yeah, it's just so much.
Yeah.
And they want to know why we can only count to 4, because
yeah, exactly.
Any more than that is not going to happen.
What?
If you throw a 3 or 5 in there, like, come on.
Yeah, 11/8.
Oh man, these 7/8 beats. I'm like, what are you doing? Trying to kill me?
Exactly. But yeah, the Roman numerals are like for chords. So if you're like playing piano, they would make us analyze these hymns and stuff, and we would have to like map out each one and be like, okay, this is the tonic, the 1, this is the key of C is 1, so now D minor is going to be a lowercase Roman numeral that's 2, and it goes all the way to 7. And that's the chording of the how they map out the chords in music theory, for the people that don't know music theory. And then there's that drum and rhythm stuff you're talking about, where that was the most challenging, and I still have hard, like I can sight read, but when it comes to like counting those beats and trying to do the math, okay, that's an 8th note and that's a triplet, so I'm like, yeah, that's where I get thrown off, and I'm like, I can't. Yeah,
and then we have to count all that crap too while playing.
And that's why I was like, It's super challenging, and there's some people out there that are geniuses. I have some friends. But when I
Right?
was in college, so when I went to college, yeah, I had those
Yeah,
friends
it
that
takes
were just
genius to
freaking
be a drummer.
geniuses, and they could just sight read like nothing. And I'm like, how the crap are you like?
I know,
Oh
right?
man, I was like,
Amazing when people can do
yeah,
that. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
I can
yeah.
sight read like drum tablature.
Yeah,
That's
I can a little bit. I used to have to do that when I was in high school, but like it's been
Mhm.
so long. I'm sure it would come back to me
Yeah,
if I get it.
if I'm learning a
yeah.
cover, that's how I prefer to learn it. Because
Ah,
if I'm
That,
just trying to listen to it, especially if it's a song I
that's
love,
what I
like
do. I just listen
as
to
soon as the vocals start, next thing I know, I'm like singing the vocals and I forget what
yeah,
I'm
you're like,
trying to
what?
do.
You're like, what
I'm
bar
like,
are we on
dang it,
again?
God,
Shucks.
I gotta listen to that drum beat, and then I'll like listen to it, try it all over, and sure enough, as soon as those vocals hit, I'm just like, looking at you, looking, and I'm like, ugh. So,
some
and it,
covers. I have
Oh,
to sing to know where they're at. Like my brain just splits that way for vocals and percussion.
mm,
So like it's
yeah,
actually helpful for me to have the vocals, if that makes sense. But I learn by ear, so I don't know.
yeah, I feel you.
I'm weird or different.
but when I'm trying to learn a song by ear, and it's a groovy song, and I love the song, like, I forget to listen for my drum parts,
Oh, that
and then I like enjoy the song as it's playing, and then I get mad at myself because I'm like, dang it, I'm supposed to be learning this. And he's like,
Oh man.
oh,
Yeah, so
drummer dude, who is my good friend Chuck. Hi, Chuck. Hi, Stacy. He says, well, Tony, at least you can count to 4. And you know what? That is good. Yes.
Thanks for tuning in,
And
Summer dude.
Tammy says,
oh,
hi, Stacy, Rock Mama. And I'm going to throw this up here real quick.
Yeah, we have some
So,
awesome news that just happened tonight. We just found that. Well,
yeah,
we thought about it. We
it's,
told
it's
you know.
official.
Yeah, it's official now. Yes.
So on September 12th, 2020, tune in to Musicians Hangout because we are going to be hosting, along with Rock Mama Management, the Leukemia Lymphoma Society Benefit Concert. So it's going to be just like our Corona concert series, but it's
cool.
going to be worldwide.
It's going to be a benefit too. So,
Yes, it is a benefit, and it's to help people with cancer.
yep. So more
So,
information on that to come. We'll start, promoting that ASAP. Thank you, Rock Mama, for this opportunity. We're looking forward to our partnership. How exciting we get to announce that this is a go live. That's awesome.
yes.
That's super awesome.
Yes.
Exciting. Oh, I love
Right
all
on.
the things we do. Okay.
Amy, I think you're being called out, bro.
Oh.
Oh, so like play a song?
You
Play a
might play
song?
the
She says
benefit.
she hasn't talked. I haven't talked to Amy.
What?
I think they
Think you're
want me to
getting
play.
called out.
They
You
want
better
you
get
to
the
play.
spandex.
Yes.
Oh, the spandex. I don't have the spandex. With the guitar.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
So
we have to check
you
on
left
that
off
one. That was
on your
funny.
music theory that you were. Oh, you're gonna play for us. Okay.
Well, we'll get there. So the music, so that's where, yeah, I started playing music, or I started learning music theory.
That's awesome.
From there, yeah, I was in, um, I was put in the jazz band right off the bat. Music theory. Of course, when I went into college, almost majority of my classes were all music, which is pretty cool. Of course, you got to take your general ed stuff still, your prerequisites, which sucked. But so yeah, from there, what was that again?
Oh yeah, prereqs suck. I hear you.
Yeah, the prereqs suck. So from there, I just stuck with it. I mean, I stuck with I had all my teachers were good, but you had the one teacher that was more strict and just real hard on you.
Oh yeah.
Even though he was a cool band teacher, he just was really hard on you on like the real technical stuff for theory. Then I had like the other teacher that was like the choir teacher, and she kind of tried to melt it all together for us. She really helped out a lot to
Awesome.
put together stuff, so that was cool. But yeah, I got a chance to even jump into, or have a guitar teacher kind of show me like stuff, and that's where I got introduced to like more jazz stuff, and that's where we're playing like Salt Peanuts and all these crazy ass charts where it would be like 4/4, then it would jump into like 6/8, and then 9/8 for like one bar, and then back to 4/4, and you're like, frick, like.
What are they doing?
And I'll be with my guitar, I'll just be like, trying to just count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then go right into 4/4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh,
like it's like
the guitar player for my punk band was like, "Yeah, so I played this measure for 32 measures," and I'm like, "Wait, what?"
what?
It wasn't 32 measures; it was 32 notes, but it was like 8 measures.
Okay.
And I was just like, "Why are you playing it for that many damn measures? Like, what are you trying to do to me?" And I have to count that because he's relying on me to like do a certain like
Yeah,
something
you're drumming,
like
right? You're
count,
drumming,
yeah,
right?
to count us in. And so I'm over there counting 4 like 8 times, and he's just like, "I don't know, I bet," and I'm just like, "Oh my god," and we still can't get it right. Like I want to do like a pop, 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 but he's like, as soon as they do like a pop, pop, he's trying to come in already. I was like, okay, well maybe I'll bring it down to 2, but then he wants some more, and so then I brought it down to 3, but that was too many. I was just like, bro,
oh my goodness.
one,
Make up your mind.
one,
Oh, it'll come.
just one. So it's just been like a little confusing. So we have rough like starts to some of our songs, but
It'll come.
Yeah.
It'll come. You guys started jamming together.
I've only had like 6 jams with them, so it's not like.
Oh yeah, it'll come. It'll come together. It'll come together.
Yeah.
It's gonna take at least 10, 20 minutes.
Beautiful. What kind of guitar is that you have?
Well, this one is this is a Takamine. It's I guess Bruce Springsteen used one. Bruce Springsteen uses the same one.
Really?
Yeah, it's the EF314, I think. I think the guy from Eagles. I don't know which guitar player from the Eagles. But it's the Japan one. They make China and they make Japan. But this is kind of my first.
Oh yeah.
My first acoustic that I bought. Well, out of college and stuff, I ended up, just to tie up that in. So out of college, I learned all this stuff, and I just didn't know where to put it in my head, or I didn't really know how to apply it to my playing. I mean, I was applying it, and I was playing, but it just some of that theory didn't click until I graduated, and I was out of school, and that's when I was like, oh, cool, now I kind of get it. So I started trying to, get work. I started looking for luau shows. Started playing at Paradise Cove, which is one of the best luau's here on Oahu. So when you do come, Paradise Cove would be the one I would recommend. Or if you need, just hit me up and I'll recommend some for you.
Sure, yeah.
And so I played there for a little while. I was working at a surf shop for a while, and so 2 jobs. And then finally, this music store, my uncle was working for this music store, and he was leaving, and he was like, hey, you should apply. They're going to have an opening because I'm leaving. So I started working with this music shop. And so from there, I started meeting more musicians, and I was just looking to start a band and kind of build up my arsenal of guitars and basses, and I already had a ton of ukulele already, so I was enough of ukuleles already.
That's awesome.
And this was kind of like the first one I grabbed. It's considered high. Well, when I bought it, I was considering it high end, but this is kind of like the middle.
Oh, okay. I get you.
Yeah, which it's like the middle, but it's what you don't really start with, but like you get to a point where you're like, yeah, I've been playing for a while. I should get a decent guitar. This is a decent guitar. So
awesome.
So from there, this was like the first acoustic guitar I got. I mean, of course, I bought a couple electrics. And, yeah, started to look for people to play with, and I had a friend that worked at the shop, and his name is Steve too, which is pretty funny. And we started this group called High Rise, and we spelled it like HI, so like Hawaii, Hawaii is abbreviated HI, and then Rise. But then I was like, well, let's just spell it like RIZ, and just so that's how we
Oh, I like that.
Tag the first first band, and I don't know, I just started trying to come up with my own sound, and I was like, to me that was the one thing. I was like, well, I'll stick into a genre and I'll just play rock, or I'll just play reggae and whatnot, But I really liked what I learned what I learned throughout, my life so far. So
Yeah.
I really like jazz, I really like jazz stuff. So I started, listening to like fusion guys, and because fusion is like jazz and rock together, I guess you could say, like Larry Carlton. And I started to just try and rock out to major 7 chords.
Wow.
And that's where I started coming out to. I came up with this riff, and so the keyboard, he would just be droning an E major 7, but we're all rocking out like this really heavy riff in E major 7, you know what I mean? And that was like our intro for a while, and I started just, man, I should write some words to this and do stuff. And at this time, I wasn't planning on writing. At this time, I wasn't trying to write in like, how pop music is written now. Everybody's trying to write, like they all want it kind of like, 4 lines, 3 lines, 4 lines, or the formulas, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was just real lucid on that at that time, and I just was like, so I came up with this song called "Canvas of Silence," and
I like
Canvas
that.
of Silence, and the Canvas of Silence. It's a song about writing your own music, and at this time, I guess at that time, I felt like a lot of people were playing covers, and to me at that time, I was a little rebel, and I was like, yeah, everybody should just be singing originals. And
right, I went through that too in my 20s. I was like, only originals.
Yeah.
And then I went to play covers for a while. I did. And then like my mind opened a little more because it helped me write better to learn people's music. So I'm humbled by that.
Yeah. So I mean, I mean, we were playing gigs, so we were playing covers, but for some weird reason, not weird reason, it was just, I guess for me, it was just this deep thing of just like, well, there's more than the C, A minor, and G that just pops up. I would just hear a ton of songs. You hear that same chord progression. So in Hawaii, the radio stations play that like 24/7. You hear the same formula, that same.
Island rock.
Yes.
Yeah, Island rock. So yeah, I was like, I'm gonna write a song with like all the damn chords in there. You know what I mean? Like all like in the key of E major. I'm gonna just write a song with pretty much almost all the chords in there, and I came up with, doing that's like the little breakdown, like heavy breakdown, and then I go into like a C minor or C sharp minor.
Haley wants to know what song you're gonna be doing.
Hint.
Uncle Kaimi. So I'm guessing that's your niece.
Well.
And Tammy wants to know High Rise has an album.
Yeah, we do. And it's funny is that she was reminding me to like have all the CDs, and I don't have the high rise one right here with me.
No, Lonnie says yes, they do.
I have it in my closet. But yeah. But yeah, High Rise does have an album, and this song is on there, and you can get it on iTunes and
Oh,
Pandora has a channel.
really?
Like when Pandora first started out, we actually I sent the album to Pandora. You have to send it to them. This is when they first started, before when they first started streaming, and I was like, why would I get my stuff? How do we get our stuff on Pandora? And they're like, yeah, you gotta send the album here and all the, and then we review it, and if it's good enough, we'll put it on. And they ended up making a channel for us, for High Rise and all that stuff.
Awesome.
And
Congratulations.
Oh, nice.
yeah. So this is back in 2008, 7, 8, 9. I can't remember.
Back in forever.
No, it was probably like 2010-ish, maybe around there.
Wow, and that's 10 years ago already. I can't believe that. When I think of that in retrospect, it blows me away.
So this is where you can, I guess, find Kaimi music.
Hashtag music.
Yeah, hashtag Kaimi music. You can Google that. I mean, if you just Google it, everything comes up: Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Right?
Sweet.
I think SoundCloud. The only thing that won't come up is iTunes and wherever it's sold, because it's not as Kaimi music.
Gotcha.
It's as my name, so you're gonna have to, type this name right here.
Yeah,
I don't know if you guys can see it.
Backwards land.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see it. So this is actually my first. This is my first name.
Kaimi is Hanana. Well, how do you say it?
Yeah.
You try Maxine. You try.
Did I try?
Yeah, you try.
Okay, Hanana Eo.
Pretty close. So, Kaimi Hana no Eao is my first name.
Hanana Eo.
Hana no Eao. Oh yeah, that freaking makes sense. Like once I pronounce it, Hana no Eao. Of course. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Pronunciation here.
That's like the leaky highway. It's spelled the like.
The like. Oh, but I guess I'll play a song. I mean, we can jump back into the name after this, but yeah, I'll play a song.
Definitely.
Just because, just for the nieces out there.
Haley says, I love your music, Uncle. Uncle,
yeah,
Uncle Kaimi.
Aww.
Uncle Oi.
Well, hopefully it sounds all right. I'm not trying to make it too loud or anything.
I think it'll sound pretty good. You sounded great.
Perfect.
It'll be okay.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't cut out a lot or what. Let's see.
Ooh, and I figured out you're gonna love this.
So yeah, this is Canvas of Silence. Ooh, what is this? It's just by myself now. So yeah. So this song is called Canvas of Silence, and it's on that High Rise album. I think it's the last track on the High Rise album. And yeah, it's something like this. No breath, no pain, no life without a soul. Eons past 10,000 years of a musical flow. From within comes out the true heart of love. It shines upon yourself and life, dependent on who you know. All limited, God sees of silence. If for us to bend our nose, a blazing light, those gentle melodies around my own zone. Get me a medic to save me from this unnecessary microtonal inflections. There's no need for a hook, but when the strings are kept by hand, the knowledge to instinct. I'll get them to take another look. Rolling the galaxies of silence. Yeah, for us to bend, but I will need a blazing light with those enchanting melodies. From your own zone.
Yay! That was awesome.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you. Sounded fabulous.
Right on, right on. I'm glad it sounded right because I was like, I don't know how it's gonna sound, but we'll.
Well, and the chat room was blowing up
Oh
too.
no, that sounded beautiful.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool.
Everybody's
Cool.
like loving it. From Rock Mama. Tammy says that that's Canvas of Silence, track 10 on the High Rise album.
Yep. She right.
Yes, Tammy's awesome like that. She knows these things.
You get a lot of like, well, got those.
And then some claps
these.
and fire.
Yeah.
And Noah Lonnie, some claps.
Ooh, is that?
Oh yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, so from there High Rise started and we were together for like I mean we're technically we're still kind of together. We rarely do gigs. One guy moved to a different island, the other guy moved to Las Vegas, so you know we don't really do too much. Me and Steve still play, but that's why I started doing more solo stuff, and I've kind of just been coming out with just my solo name, that long name, Claiming Hanano. And yeah, the first I think the first thing I had out was I think it was Ukulele What. It's called Ukulele What, and I just for fun I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna do this ukulele thing. Ko Aloha is the brand of ukulele. That's this thing right there, Ko Aloha. So what's cool is that Poi Planet does some PR work for me. Tracy and Guy, shout out to them. And they hooked me up with Ko Aloha, and so I kind of sponsored by them, and I'll get so I get like a ukulele from them. What was that again?
So did you get all the ukuleles that you want?
Oh no, I mean I probably could, but I don't want to be like that.
Fair enough.
Fun fact is I have among the total amount of ukulele I have compared to, well, not compared, but on the island of Maui and over here on the island of Oahu, I have like maybe like 20 ukuleles.
Wow. Do you have any ukuleles? Do you have any 6-string ones?
Yeah, so
you
I have
do.
a 6-string.
Yeah, my husband has one. I got it for him for Valentine's Day a few years ago.
Cool.
Gosh, they're cool. Yeah, they're really cool. It's like little mini guitar, you know?
The coolest one I have is actually a double neck one.
What? Do you have
so
that?
I have a double.
Do you see that? Is it?
I wish I don't know if I have. I don't think it's. Yeah, it's not here at this. I don't think it's at home in Maui. It's on Maui.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I was like trying to think. Like I was like, oh wait, no, yeah, it's on Maui. Yeah, it's on Maui. So that one is a 6-string. It's a 6-string and a 4-string. So that one is a 6-string and 4-string, and it's yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I mean, I have
like super freaking cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what's crazy is that my grandfather was really into like in woodwork and stuff like that.
Oh.
So my grandpa, he would supply, which was, well, the guy that was making me these, it's not Ko Aloha, this is before Ko Aloha. My grandpa would take these pieces of wood, to Peter Bermudez, which he would make ukuleles at his house. He was actually missing a finger and everything because he like chopped his finger off by accident.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would just be like, hey, come here. I'll be like, oh, uncle, And we're not related. So when we say uncle and auntie, that means we're not. Most of the time, I mean, sometimes we're related, but it doesn't have to be a relation. It's just like a respect.
I get that. That's how it is in the tribal culture here too. So I'm auntie to like tons of kids, but I'm not really their blood auntie. But I get it.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, in school we won't call the teachers uncle and auntie, but miss, mister, you know what I mean? But outside of that, like if you see them, or not see them, but like if your friends, or whatever, and their parents, we'll call them auntie or uncle just as respect. So,
No.
So I called him uncle. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. What?
So we have that here too. Like,
okay, cool.
I
just want to make sure we're all on the same page.
Nephews that aren't my blood related nieces and nephews, but my heart doesn't know any different.
Right.
Well, I just wanted to be all on the same page because I don't know, some people don't know. So yeah, for the people out there that don't know. But yeah, so he
now you know now.
So now you know, yeah. So now you know. So yeah, my grandpa would supply him with some really nice wood, like some koa wood, some spruce, mango, all kinds. My grandfather is, he had a ton of, pieces or slabs of wood that he would take over to their house. And then finally, one day, I told my grandpa, hey, can you make me a double neck?
That's how you got a double neck. Aha.
Yeah, that's how I got it.
What? Oh, we got a question from Kelly Ray.
Yeah.
Hi, Kelly.
Ukulele magic. Yeah.
Love it from you.
Yes.
Yeah, so
magic.
I'll play a ukulele. I'll play a little ukulele right now. So just because we're on ukulele. So yeah, but Ko Aloha, and that's what I kind of run with right now, and yeah, that's what this is. And Ukulele What is an EP you can find on iTunes and stuff. And I use the ukuleles. I use these ukulele on there. So, and then I'm working on something new right now. It's like a bunch of rock songs, but like it's island style with ukulele. So instead of like electric guitar going off and like doing, you know, like doing crazy, you know, it's all ukulele stuff. But yeah, so let me try and do something real quick. But yeah, I'll play ukulele. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna loop. So what I'm doing, I'm looping some stuff. I don't know if could you guys hear the loop?
Yes.
Okay, so just making sure you guys can hear it. So I'm gonna loop a little song or a little something, and then I'll play ukulele on top of that. Yeah. Let me just think real quick.
Awesome! Oh my god.
That was amazing. Oh my gosh.
Beautiful.
Thanks.
Beautiful.
I swear I could feel like the island breeze. I could swear I could feel the island breeze with the plumeria in my hair.
I was
just sitting on my lanai, watching the crabs scurry on a jetty, just watching the most beautiful sunset I've ever seen in my life, because every sunset in Hawaii is magical. I've never seen a sunset that I was like, you know what, this isn't totally badass. Every sunset in Hawaii is always magical. Every single one.
It is.
Telling you, that place is magic.
It is.
It stole my heart when I lived there.
It's a hard place to leave.
Like, I really took to the culture, and I really love, I really respect their culture big time. I'm not a big fan of poi, though. I'm going to put that out there right now.
What?
Yeah, I know.
That's like
I'm
my favorite. That's like my favorite food. That's my favorite food.
Okay, what is it? I don't.
Poi. Okay, so poi it's yarrow root that is ground up into this paste, and it's gray, and it doesn't taste bad, but it doesn't taste awesome. But
so it's a
Tammy says you have to put fish and the poi. I don't know. I like the peonies. You know, the little peony snails, the little black ones that you get off the rocks that you have to
Yeah, you told me about that.
So good. Those are good.
So many things to try when I go there. Huh?
Well,
McDonald's, it's not they have a spam and rice and eggs breakfast at McDonald's.
Yes. Yeah.
That is true.
Spam is huge over on the islands.
I've actually heard that.
Everything's spam and fish and spam and eggs and spam and rice and yeah, I love it. I love spam though.
That room's all about the poi.
Poi mochi.
Yeah, there's some ways you can eat the poi that you know, the more the fresh it is, the better it is.
Yeah.
But
yeah, and I've heard people putting sugar in their poi.
Yeah. So you can put sugar in the poi, but it does ferment, and you know, over 3, 4, or 5 days. I mean, it will last that long, but it does get more and more sour. And I mean, I've eaten a bag of poi when it was probably the most sour ever, and I just put sugar in it. I'm like, I'm good. It's super it's still super sour, but
maybe it was just old poi that I have eaten, but maybe. I ate it and I was just like, I'm not a fan.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. It was probably sour, because sometimes it's pretty expensive, over here too. So it's for the luau and stuff like that, luau's and stuff, they'll probably have poi, but then it's either really watered down or it's it's gonna be not fresh because they're trying to save it as much as they can.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're stingy. They save all the good stuff for themselves.
Yeah. But you gotta at least try it. But it's taro. It's taro root. And then McDonald's will have have apple pie. Yeah, and they have and then McDonald's will have the apple pie, and then they'll have taro pie over here.
Yeah, which is just like poi. Like a poi pie.
So taro. So it's kind of like yams almost.
Really?
If you I guess if you mashed up the yams really kind of like a pudding-ish.
Yum.
Yeah.
That's good.
Or you could say, some people say mashed potato, but it's kind of more yam consistency.
Got you.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain, but yam, yams is more like a root, and it's more so.
It's a tuber.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the closest I can explain it without getting into eating poi.
It's not horrible. Like I said, it's not horrible. It's just
when I go, I'll try to find fresh. I'm doing.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Well, like, yeah, hit me up and I'll let you know where you can go because
Yeah.
there's a place right down the street from my house over here that they actually have a patch, and when you get it, it's
Oh
fresh.
yeah,
Like it's really
and
fresh.
Joanne is correct. It's gray because it's actually a purple plant. So when
Oh,
they
okay.
cook
Okay. It's like
and
a purple
everything, it
stuff.
turns gray.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's purple. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's purple. Yeah. So other than that, I like Hawaiian food.
Awesome. I can't wait to try it. Seriously. So
I'm getting hungry now.
It's all right.
About who inspires you, like what musicians do you like to listen to? Who are the bands you like on your playlists?
I mean, I can only go like in the list of what I started to listen to was locally was they called Casimiro Brothers. Then there was Willie K. And then there's Kyle Curta Boys. And from there, I kind of started jumping into like Doobie Brothers, Santana. And then I kind of started listening to Jimi Hendrix stuff.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I like Jimi.
Yeah, so Jimi Hendrix stuff started getting me kind of out there and getting me a little more out of my box. Still didn't know what he was doing. Some of his stuff, I was like, what the crap?
It's
still a mystery.
Yeah, still a mystery. And then I got into Red Hot Chili Peppers. And
yes.
yeah, so then I was doing like Red Hot Chili Peppers for a while.
You, man. Check this out. Boom.
Like, I have
oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I also have one like right here. Where is it? I can't find my camera.
Because of the backwards lens.
There it is.
There it is.
It's super.
Yes.
Super.
It's there.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm a huge Peppers fan.
Yes.
Yeah.
So anyway, sorry.
Dig him.
No. So yeah, so I just that was kind of like the first alternative album I bought was a Red Hot Chili Peppers. It was the Californication, which I was late in the game. I have heard Chili Pepper songs before that, just didn't know it was them.
Super good, yeah. But yeah,
the Californication was. I bought it. I went to Reno actually, and I bought it in Reno. I don't know why I was. Yeah, I was playing
That's kind of funny.
That's a great story, actually.
Yeah. So yeah, that was weird. I mean, I have better stories than that. But I'll tell you the story real quick. Since we're on Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Let's go for it.
So my college was on the North Shore of Oahu. So I stayed on Oahu for college, and the North Shore of Oahu is known for its surf. So I practically majored in music and surfed every day. Surfed a lot. Yeah, so that's what I did.
All the best beaches are there too, in North Shore.
Yeah. So yeah, went to one day we finished school and we're like, yeah, let's go like a little sunset session and we'll go out to Turtle Bay. And
oh yes, Turtle Bay.
Yeah, so we were at Turtle Bay and we paddle out and we're surfing and it's pretty good size, and this guy drops in on me on this wave and I call him off and I'm like, damn kook, like. So he gets off the wave. He's wearing a rash guard. He has like maybe hair, like length hair, and he's like, "Oh, sorry, man." I'm like, "Yeah, no problem." But I was irritated. I was like, "Whatever, bro." So I paddle back out, and there's about like 4 of us. We paddle back out. A set comes through. That guy goes in. Maybe half an hour or 20 minutes later, I'm like, "Hey, I asked one of my friends, "Hey, where's John? Where'd John go?" And he's like, "Oh, he went in." I mean, why did he go in? It's like really good. And he was like, well, he went in to go get Anthony Kiedis' signature. And I was like, Anthony Kiedis? And he was like, yeah, you know the guy with like the black rash guard and stuff? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, who's Anthony Kiedis? And he was like, the lead singer of Red Hot Chili Peppers. I was like, what? I was like, that guy dropped in on me.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I totally didn't even know it was him. I was like, because I know him by face, but I didn't know him by his name.
Right.
So Anthony Kiedis dropped in on you?
So Anthony Kiedis dropped in on me. Yeah.
What?
And I was like, what? And then like we saw John later on because he drove a different car.
Wow.
He ended up getting his signature on a napkin or some crap he grabbed from
Really?
Turtle Bay bar. Yeah, I was like, what the crap?
Oh my God, yes.
Funny side story, but yeah, I have funny stories.
That's a great story. I love.
I actually have a board. I actually have a board that was made in Sunset Beach from the Willis Brothers. I have a Willis Brothers board.
Sound familiar.
Yeah, Willis Brothers. They're Sunset Beach.
Yeah. What do you know what the brand of the board was, or was
it looks like an atom.
I don't know. I gotta look at it. If you have a picture, yeah, send me that picture.
Like an atom.
Do you still have it or no? It's done.
Yeah, I don't have it here at my house, but
so send me a picture.
But I will send you one.
Yeah, send me a picture.
Yeah, I will send you one.
I'll be like, oh yeah, I've seen that before.
Yeah, like they just have a circle with an atom, and it's Willis Brothers. It's made right there on Sunset Beach.
Sweet.
Yeah. So
Dude,
yeah,
that's
so now
pretty sick board.
That's
and you got to like start doing Kedius. Like I'm so jealous. Like
I know. I was like super like.
And you called him a coop.
Yeah, like well.
A coop.
I know. Well, he dropped it on me after I called him off, so I was like, "Damn, coop, man! Like, what the frick?" And I didn't know. Yeah, I just didn't know it was him. So I was like,
"Oh,
right,
that's
whatever,
the funniest thing ever in my life."
So yeah, I was like, "All right, whatever."
That was a top story here on the interview show. I'd say that was good.
Cheers on that, like.
We'll have a better story later. It'll be the next story.
Oh so, yeah, more story.
Yeah, so still going in the thing. So I heard Red Hot Chili Peppers, and then when I got into college, I met my friend Will, and Will turned me on to 311, and 311, I was like, dang, like Beautiful Disaster. I was like, dude, that's the sound I want right there. I want that reggae rock stuff.
Yeah.
And that's where I got stuck in the reggae rock.
Huh.
And they were kind of like a combination of reggae, rock, rap, and then funk, because Peanut, the bass player, is like ridiculous too and doing some crazy stuff. And it came down one time when I was in college and I saw them and I was like, dang, man, this is, I was like, they're super good. So I was really influenced, like where my sound comes from. It's like a mash between, a lot of that old school, like Hawaiian stuff that I was getting, some jazz stuff, and then trying to mash it and make it sound like 311-ish, minus the rap, because I can rap, but I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? It's not my forte. So
yeah, I got you.
Right.
Yeah. And then after college, when I started working at that music shop, my friend was showing me how to do like sweet picking and all that stuff. I knew how to kind of fake it, but I didn't know exactly the mathematics behind sweet picking on guitar. And he's like, it's 5/6, 1 2 3 4 5 6, 1 2 3 4 5 6. I'm like, oh. So I started listening to more Metallica. Metallica wasn't too much sweeping, but like I started listening to more metal stuff.
Love Metallica.
Metallica, and then Kill Switch Engage was another one. Like
I like Kill Switch.
Kill Switch. And then we had to. At one point, we had to go and play this. Me and my friend Will had to go play this gig. This is kind of right after college, actually. And Dragon Force came out too. So Dragon Force, I don't know if you're Dragon Force. They're like speed metal, like freaking.
Yeah.
Oh my god, those two guitar players are like, and they're all like harmony, and you're just like.
They're like super fast Eric Johnsons.
All I know is 1 + 1. 1 + 1 is 2. But so I started like kind of listening to more metal at that point, and but I was still playing gigs. At that time, I started to focus more on trying to play more gigs here on Oahu, in Waikiki and stuff like that. So I still played like Hawaiian music, and I still played, the jazz stuff and the standards and all that stuff. And I started learning, the covers and trying to build up my repertoire for music, or for playing music. And from there, it was that's where I come into this story with Metallica. And I'll just tell you guys the story because it's super funny.
Yeah.
It's another cool story. So Anthony Kiedis was kind of like my first like I was like, wow, what? No way. And then this one was even more funny because this I'll try to search for it on Facebook and I'll try to share it onto your guys' Facebook
Yes.
on your musicians hangout. But
yes,
I
yes,
yeah, so I played this gig and my cousin she works for or she was working for this yacht club, Kanyohe Yacht Club. And she was like, hey, Kaimi, we're gonna do this first Friday or third Friday thing. Can you come and play? We pay you. Not we've been doing this for a while. And I was like, okay. So I show up with this black guitar. I show up my acoustic guitar because the clientele there is between like 30 and up. You don't really have like a ton of young kids.
Right.
Maybe 30 and up. And they're kind of high roll. I would classify them not high roller, but they have yachts or they have boats, and that's why
Gotcha.
they're part of this club, right? So
Yeah.
I roll
the
up.
Kanyohe
Kanyohe Yacht Club. So I roll up and I'm just like setting up my speaker. I got my acoustic guitar out, just about to start. And this guy comes up to me and he's like, hey, man. I was like, hey, And before he says anything, I'll describe what he looked like. He had kind of like shoulder length curly hair, older look. He looked maybe about like 50s, maybe 60s, I don't know. And I was like, and then he's like, hey, man, do you know any Metallica? And I'm all like, I was like, yeah, I do know a Metallica song, I was like, and he just was like, oh yeah, man, that'd be cool, that'd be cool if you could play some Metallica. And I was like, yeah, man, I got you. I was like, I don't think I can play it like the first song, but like just wait a couple songs and I'll play it. And I was like, and he was like, okay, cool. And he just kind of was giving off this weird, awkward vibe, and I was just like, all right, man, like I'll see you later, like walk away, right? Weird. Like it was getting kind of just weird. So anyway, my cousin comes over and she's like, here's the Commodore, or I think Commodore, or I forget what they're called, but the person that runs the yacht club, So I meet the main guy, and I'm like, yeah, and after he walked away, I look back and this guy's still standing there. And I'm all like, yeah, man, I'll do some Metallica for you, man. He was like, okay, yeah, I just wanted to double check. And he just kind of gave me this weird look. And I was like, what's your name? And he was like, Kurt. And I was like, is it with a T or K? I don't know, right? So I'm like, all right, Kurt. I just leave it silent. I like shake his hand. I was like, don't worry, man, I got you. Shake his hand and he walks. He just gave me this weird look and he walks away. Like his vibe was weird.
Oh my God. Oh, I would have known him right away. I know.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, whatever, right? So I'm two songs in. I play like 2-3 songs, and then I'm like, okay, this one goes out to that guy that requested some Metallica.
I'm so
and he's
jealous.
Like he's like in the distance, and I'm all like, to play.
Oh my God!
So it gets better, not better, but so
fabulous story. Seriously, oh my God.
Yeah, so I play it, and I take a break, and then he comes up to me, and he has a Leon and his wife, I guess. I still don't know who he is. And I'm just like, whatever, oh yeah, man, hopefully you enjoy. He's like, dude, that was a cool rendition. I was like, thanks, man. So he like walks off, and there was no weird vibes right there, but I think there was some smiles and stuff. Like, I don't know, I couldn't really read because there's too many people around.
Yeah.
And then, so I'm driving home, and I'm only live like 15, 20 minutes away, and call my mom up because, talk to my mom, tell her how the night went. And my mom, I'm like, yeah, Mom, shoot, yeah, there was this like weird guy, and start telling her the story. And all of a sudden, I'm like, it just just the light bulb goes bing. And I'm all like, crap. I'm like, I just pull in. I'm like, Mom, I got to call you back. And my mom's like, everything okay? I'm like, no, yeah, everything's okay. Yeah, I'll call you back, So I look at my phone, I Google Kirk Hammett images. And I look up Kirk Hammett images, and I see this guy, and I'm like, dude, this guy looked like Kirk Hammett, and it might have been Kirk Hammett. So for people that don't know Kirk Hammett, he's the lead guitar player for Metallica.
Oh
right?
my God, I would die. Like seriously.
So yeah, so I put this story on Facebook, right? I type out this whole story on Facebook, And I was like, yeah, so I don't know, like, if it was him, but it could have been him. I just want to shout out and say sorry. I forget what I said, but, like, you know.
Yeah, shout out to Kurt
so,
Hammett because I want to meet him someday.
Right? Who doesn't?
But yeah, it's so funny because all my friends were commenting after and just dissing on me, and then my one friend. So I didn't know it was Kirk. I was just like, maybe it was probably him because I was like, that vibe was weird.
Huh.
And my friend Mindy jumps on. My friend Mindy jumps on. She's like, hey, you know what? It could have been him because she tagged this other guy. She tagged him because I was at this guy's party and he hosted Kirk Hammett, so it could have been him. And then the next comment was that guy just like, yeah, that was Kirk Hammett. And then like another like ton of comments were like, you're an idiot. I was like, I didn't know.
That's hilarious.
I wasn't expect Kirk Hammett to be at freaking Kirk Hammett to be at this yacht club, man, and requesting Metallica.
Yeah.
I was like, shoot, man.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's weird. What is he doing at the Kaneohe Yacht Club? That's weird.
Exactly.
Why not?
His wife is supposedly from Waimanalo or something, and then he does come down.
Oh, then that makes more sense. But the yacht club, though, really? Like that's where you're gonna go hang out?
Yeah, it's because I think that guy is his friend, and I guess they hosted him come to play.
Well, then that makes more sense. But
yeah. But he surfs like Diamond Head and stuff. I heard some people see him on a Diamond Head surfing sometimes.
Dude, Diamond Head is gnarly. You have to get pulled out there by a jet ski because the sets just like they just hit you nonstop. It's hardcore. I almost died out there.
Yeah, you don't want to
keep trying to duck dive, but there's just like wave after wave, and they keep pounding you up against the rocks, and you're just like, oh my god, I'm gonna die out here.
Yeah, there's corals out there. You gotta watch out, man.
Wow.
You gotta watch out there.
Yeah, I'll stay at Yokohama's.
But from there, yeah, I mean that's probably my I mean I've met more famous, I mean not more famous, but famous people throughout, touring and stuff like that.
So you called Anthony Pedius a kook for dropping in on you. Yeah. And Kirk Hammett, you kind of, I mean, you did play some Metallica stuff, but you had no idea who the hell he was. Yeah, that's like the best stories ever.
I think that's why he was giving off that awkward vibe because he was like,
if you know Metallica,
he was like, he was like, I'm
probably like expecting you to like fanboy out on him. Yeah, because you were like, okay, dude, I guess I'll do some stuff for you.
He probably gets the opposite. Is like, sorry, I don't know any Metallica, and then then I know who you are, man. Like, sorry,
Metallica fan, but and you did. You just didn't. It didn't come to you because
it didn't click.
Took a while.
Some people look different, like in real life.
Person, and when you're doing your show, you're in a different mindset. So you're, you're very focused. You're doing your thing, focusing on what you have to do. So I get that,
And I'm 6'4", so like when I I'm like I tower people, like some famous people.
You are tall as shit. You're like,
I was like, I'm like, so sometimes I'll meet some like more, or I see some of the people. We have celebrities come through Hawaii and come through, and like I'll be like, what? That's Dan? Like that's the guy. Yeah. I was like, that's the guy that played Freddie Mercury on the latest Queen movie.
Oh yeah.
On
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, Bohemian Rhapsody. So that was another funny story.
Really? Yeah.
We love story time.
That's probably the most recent one. That one was like I was playing at Sheraton in Waikiki, and I was waiting for my friend to show up, Christian, and I play like the first 15-20 minutes, and I'm over there, and this guy comes up, he's like, yeah, man, and it wasn't him, it was his friend, but yeah, man, do you know so and so? He says the guy's name. What's his name? I forget his name. Not Nasri. What is his name? He says the Malik, right? His name, Malik something, right? The guy that played Freddie.
Yeah, I know.
So and so's out there. you played Freddie Mercury. You know any Queen, man? And I was like, well, yeah, I know Another One Bites the Dust. So he
Yes.
was like, yeah. So I start to like, I do it, and my friend Christian shows up, and I'm playing it, and then like all these people outside are kind of like, oh, like I'm like, what's going on, right? And then eventually that guy comes back, and he's like, in the middle of the song, the drunk guy, he's like, yeah, man, I'm gonna get him to come sing the song. You're like, is that cool? And I'm all like, in the middle of the song, like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I don't know what was going on. Then he comes and he grabs his friend and he's like, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. And I'm all like, oh, no worries. Yeah, I know your friend's kind of like gone. And then I was kind of like, but see, right there, I was kind of like, okay, wait. I think that's the guy that played Freddie Mercury in Bohemian
I
Rhapsody.
know that guy from somewhere. Like,
yeah, so
Rami Malek. Rami
Malek. That's it. So the guy was like, yeah, that's my friend, Rami Malek. And I was just like, all right, man, you're just drunk. Get out of my space, man. But Remy was the one that he came. He was like, I'm so sorry, my friend's just getting too drunk, and I was like, so Remy came up and apologized to me, and he was like, hey, thanks for doing the song, though, and I was like, that's when I was kind of like, oh yeah, no problem, man. Like, and I said it on the mic after. I was like, yeah, that's Remy Malek, and I was like, hey, yeah, like, good job. I just mentioned out on the mic. I was like, yeah, good job on playing Freddie Mercury and Queen, or on Bohemian Rhapsody, and they laughed.
oh my
You know
gosh,
what I
it would
mean?
have
So I
been
was
so
like,
much
yes.
cooler if like he sang like a
I
Freddie
know.
Mercury song with you. That would have been
That would have been cool.
I know. I would like to picture Gary T, but he looks
okay.
way different. But the thing is, he looks way
that's
different.
done up like Freddie. So
He has
I've
gray
seen him in
hair and
other
stuff too.
movies before, and he does look completely different.
Yeah, and he's like older, so he had like kind of like a gray tint in his hair. Like it was kind of weird. I was like, whoa, he looks way older than what
really
he was. Yeah, so I was like, that's interesting.
that is. I thought he was younger.
You and I,
But
Maxine, were both like, huh.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean,
the gray.
yeah, I got some in my beard. It's coming already. Beard on my chest.
I got to give a quick shout out to someone special in the chat room. One of my former students is saying hello to Auntie, hi, and love you too. So hi, Dana.
I see that.
So yeah, like I was saying earlier, I got these, connections with former students and kids that I worked with through the tribal kids that call me Auntie. So hi.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But I'm ready for some more stories or some more music, whatever you're feeling, Kaimi.
I'll play one more song.
Cool, yeah.
Let's see.
And while he's setting up, I'm going to give a shout out to StreamYard. So, StreamYard has made it possible for us to host mobilely, and since doing this is like the second time I've done this, I have learned how to run the mobile site, hence why we can see Kaimi only playing while doing it. So, thank you, StreamYard, for making it possible for us to host a show while being mobile. You just opened it up for a lot of people, musicians, podcasters, all of it. So thank you.
Yeah, let's tune up real quick. All on the tune,
All right.
All right. Yeah, this next song is on the Feed My Crazy EP. So no, it's requested too. Yeah, that's the one. So here I got the album or the EP one on this one. That's what it looks like. And yeah, that's the back. It's only like a two-sided one, this one. This one, I co-wrote this song with with my friend Gary Garrett in Colorado, and I kind of came at it as the same way I did with Canvas of Silence, where I wanted to portray a major 7 chord and do something heavy on that and come up with something heavy. I don't know how well I can do it. I think some looping here and there, but real minimal for this. Let me play that song for you guys. A song called "Feed My Crazy" by request. Let me see. Here we go. Do that again, the way you did it, man. You made me crazy. Tell me again, the way you said it, man. You made me crazy. Look what you doing to me. Look what you doing to me. Look what you doing to me, my crazy, yeah. Touch me again, the way you did it, man. You made me crazy. Taste me again, the way you did it, man. You made me crazy. Look what you doing to me. Look what you doing to me. Look what you doing to me, my crazy, yeah. Ah. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, that was a song called "Feed My
Awesome.
Crazy." Feed My Crazy. So I
I
mean, I'm just
love
doing
it.
acoustic. Just doing acoustic, of course. So yeah, you got more heavy if you like heavy stuff and you like reggae stuff.
Yes, I like both. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm more on the heavier side, but I like all
Yeah.
the
I
different.
love both.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Well, I for that one too, I kind of took a hint of.
Sometimes you just need to decompress
Oh yeah, yeah. You gotta just let it go, and he's gonna rage for a little bit, you know.
Heck yeah! Oh yeah, definitely.
and sometimes and just like relax and just like let the music flow over you and through you. You know?
Yes, yes. Yeah. That song I wanted to have a little like Remstein kind of feel in it. So at the end I do like that
Oh,
little chant, like do us, do. When I was
yeah,
going
Du hast mich,
feed my
du.
crazy.
I'm a huge Rammstein fan.
love it.
Yeah,
Huge.
Oh yeah.
I was really sad when I think
yeah,
it
yeah.
was the
So
guitar player who passed.
Oh yeah, that's right. Wasn't that music news
yeah.
last year, perhaps?
Yeah.
I think so.
Mm.
I think I announced it. Yeah. When I used
Yeah,
Yeah.
there are a bunch of
news, I'll have to
old
bring that
ones.
back, guys. Like I haven't been doing my segment for a while. Sorry.
It's been a weird time in our
Yeah.
world right
It's
now with
really
all
weird.
like
Yeah.
the coronavirus and the protests and
Yeah.
uh I mean our hearts go out
Yeah.
to that girl that was just killed on I-5.
Yeah, that was
But
sad.
you know,
Oh my God.
protesters,
Wow.
here's a hint. Don't protest at night
Right.
on the freeway.
Be safe about
Mm,
On
it.
the freeway. Be smart about it. If you're going to protest on
yeah.
the freeway, do it during the day where people can see you, not
Yeah.
at night.
It's already
3 people got
Wow.
hit,
it's
and one of them is still in
yeah.
critical condition. Another girl was killed,
Oh my
and I saw the video, and like you could hear them getting hit, and they were thrown like a good 60 feet. It was just crazy. It looked faked.
Yeah.
It looked fake.
it's unreal our times we're living
Mm,
in now. I wanted to say, I felt blessed that we have this show and that we started doing the concert series because that's how we met Kiimi. So we had him as one of our
Yeah.
musicians that performed on the Corona concert series, which we are continuing. We have another concert series coming up on the 17th, so stay tuned. We have the lineup getting
Coming
put together.
together.
Coming together. We'll be announcing it soon and promoting that ASAP. So yeah, keep following us, and yeah, we're gonna keep doing this until I guess live music starts opening up more. Live music has opened quite a bit nationwide, but here in Washington State, it was closed again. So in the phases
Yeah.
that
yeah.
we're in right now, it was shut down yet again. So
Yeah, that's
We
what I
can't
heard
go
too. I
to
just heard that.
venues and live stream. We have to do it at home.
The
I
cat.
have this guy right here.
yeah, she likes to hang out sometimes on the show. She wants to say hey. So
We
Kahimi,
have
we have about 15 minutes left of the show, and I like to ask all of our guests what sort of advice you have for other musicians and
Yeah.
for, kids that are just starting out in music.
Yeah. All I can say is be open-minded. It's kind of sad that a lot of kids only know a certain amount of music right now.
That's true.
I'm kind of bummed about that. All I can say is be open-minded and like listen to, like, I mean, TikTok is a cool thing, and all the TikTokers out there and stuff, and they pull back some of these '80s songs that these kids never heard before. So yeah, ask questions. I mean, don't be afraid to ask, and of course, you come across a song like say you hear a song, ask your parents about it, ask your grandparents about it, and they'll tell you who it is, and you just go look it up on YouTube and pull it up and try to listen to. If you're a music, you want to play music and you really like how that song sounds and you want to learn how to play it, then the resources now compared to what we had is way easy to get. Way easy. YouTube, how to play, whatever song, beat it, like I had the
Michael
hardest time to learn that.
Jackson.
Yeah, I had the hardest time to learn that like by ear, and I thought I had it, and then I watched the YouTube clip, and I was like, "Frick, I'm missing." I was like, "I'm missing like one note." And I was like, "Dang, that's how they're doing it." I was like, "Okay."
Ultimate guitar too. Like I swear by ultimate guitar.
Yeah.
It is
ultimate
good.
guitar too.
Just guitar tab. It's good for bass tab. And oddly enough, it's actually good for drum tab. I was really surprised that they were. Yeah. That's how I learned rap round and round. Hi, Dusty.
It's a really.
And Tammy, you are reading our mind.
You're
she
awesome.
said that find you at www.facebook.com/kaimi music.
Yeah. I think you gotta put Kaimi Music 808, but if you put Kaimi Music, I think it still jumps to it.
Okay.
It's kind of weird. Yeah, it's like Kaimi Music 808 because
I just put Kaimi and it brought Kaimi Music up first.
If you just
you and
like
I
search,
are friends on Facebook, so.
Yeah, because we're friends. If you just search like Kaimi Music, guarantee you'll find it on top of Facebook.
An island rock too.
Yeah, but if you like Google, if you Google hashtag Kaimi Music,
okay,
you'll guaranteed see all, because when you hashtag, I didn't really know about it, but when I learned that when you hashtag something and you Google that hashtag, and that's what people do.
Yeah.
They Google the hashtag, and yeah, they'll follow the hashtag, or they'll, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that's it right there.
Hashtag Kaimi Music. Yes.
Yeah, it'll pull you to all, it'll pull you into the Instagram account and the Facebook account.
Sorry.
I do have a Twitter, but I don't really use the Twitter one. Yeah, I have a website, kaimimusic.com.
Well, and it says here that you play live feeds on Facebook every Tuesday.
And yeah, every Tuesday.
Yes, he does.
I tried it with you guys.
So Tammy sends them to me, and I watch. So.
And I try to use this thing. I try to use like with you guys the last time, and it didn't work, so I had to plug it straight to my speaker.
Oh.
But I run through this thing right here, and it's a Roland Go Mixer Pro.
Go Mixer. Oh.
And there's another one. I think IK Multimedia makes one. It's for going online and stuff. But I use that to. So like how I'm playing it for you guys, and it's just straight acoustic through the mic, through the speakers and stuff. But the best quality is, it only works for Facebook and Instagram, and if you do videos.
Really?
Yeah. So it's gonna sound like, so if you plug in headphones, it's gonna sound like a recording, that clarity, but it's live. So it's kind of like you watch Joe Rogan's Joe Rogan's podcast, and he has the mic all and all that, and it sounds really clean. It sounds like that. You know what I mean? So every Tuesday, every Tuesday I do 4 to 6 or 5 to 7. Sometimes I go 4 to like 6:30. So I've been doing that. I've been starting at 4.
Free flow,
Hawaii time. So
I was gonna say Hawaii
time. Yeah, so 7.
Which is much earlier.
It's earlier here, yeah. So I'll be.
No, it's later here.
Live,
so if it's 6 o'clock in Hawaii time, it's 9 o'clock here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Depending upon the time, it could be 8 o'clock if it's daylight savings time.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, yeah, it's crazy. So yeah, do that if you guys chime in, you can see the full setup. I do the band thing, but I'm considered to do, I also consider I do like the one-man band thing. So I have the looper, and I do the whole so it sounds like a whole band, but it's just me, and it's all on the spot.
What is this Strum Along album?
Yeah, Strum Along album song.
Well, the Strum Along, she wanted me to show this to you guys. So this is one of the latest albums, the Strum Along album. But
Oh
see,
my
that's
god,
the
I love
pants
it.
right. See that pants right there. That's the kind of like the spandex
Are those
pants.
the pants?
Oh my god, I love those pants. So.
That's great.
I wish they were
Yeah.
almost metallic looking.
I had those in high school, just like
And
that.
that's the back. That's the back. That's me.
Oh my god, I love it so much.
Really cool. That's
But
cool.
yeah. So I have the hard copies for sale, and then I also you can get them on iTunes and all that stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, a couple covers on this
I'm
though.
totally
You got
getting
like
one.
Simple Man, and you have Turn the Page on this one, which is
Oh,
pretty
those are
cool.
good songs. We covered those
Yeah.
back when I did covers. I love those. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, if you check it out, it has that rock reggae kind of feel, and then the Turn the Page. I wanted to do I wanted to have a saxophone player because in the original it has sax, right?
Yes. Yes.
So I actually had a friend. His name is Marion Meadows. He's actually a smooth jazz saxophone player, and I asked him to do it, and he was like, "Ah," because I did a song for him, and he was like, "Yeah." He was like, "I'll throw some sax on your song." I was like, "All right." So it's very smooth.
I can, yeah.
Check it out.
Half a heart.
Yeah, but I gotta do it like this way.
Almost got it. I gotta make mine bigger.
I know, you gotta get closer to the camera.
We're gonna practice this more and more. We tried to do this. We tried to do this last week too.
There it is.
Oh God.
There it is.
Moving.
Oh god.
Maxine, you gotta come closer, Maxine.
I do. I'm terrible at this.
All good.
That's the closest we've ever been.
Yeah.
But like,
yeah. Let's high
thanks for
five.
having me. And
High five me.
oh, what? Sorry.
Virtual
What was
high
that?
five. Yeah.
Tammy Carlson. Oh, am God.
That's because she was like, "What spandex?"
Yeah, the white spandex. That's great. Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Hi, Otis.
Otis! Booga! I miss your face. That's my best friend. I call him Booga. He's my Booga.
Hi.
I miss him. He recently moved to Arizona, so he's like forever away from me now.
Oh, yeah, that's
Very sad. He didn't even say goodbye, so I'm sad about that, but I will let it slide this time.
Oh, Tammy says Marion Meadows is track 7 on Strum Along.
Yeah, so it's track 7, yeah.
Pull that up for you. There
With
you
the sax, it has like little saxophones. Saxophones.
It's called saxophone.
Thanks, Tammy. You've been great. Oh, sorry, I did that.
Oh.
So, Amy, we have.
It's okay, Otis. I'm gonna come visit you at some point, bro.
We have 5 more minutes left and wanted to know if you had any shout outs or you had any other promotional things coming up you wanted to add in, any concerts,
new songs or albums or.
Yeah, this huge concert I'm playing at my house. You guys want to come? No.
Be right there.
Oh,
we're all don't have any concerts, but yeah, just through my lives right now. Every once in a while, I'll be shooting out. Like if I do some gigs, I'll go live. I've been doing some gigs here and there, maybe once a week.
I saw that you were at a gig not too long ago.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So yeah, I mean, I just usually put it on my Instagram or my Facebook. It's linked together, so it was it. But nothing special. I had like, of course, like a tour and stuff. I was actually supposed to be over there actually. For this, I was supposed to be in Washington, yeah, but because of this, everything got canceled.
Oh my gosh!
So,
you'll have to let us know when you're coming out to Washington so we can come see you when all of this is settled.
Oh, dear Lord, yes.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, hopefully it finishes quick and we can kind of get back on track. And, yeah.
It's already July, guys.
Yes. And Joanne says Tuesdays. Tune in on Tuesdays.
Do it.
Yeah.
Tune in. Follow him.
But other than that, I mean, shoot. I mean, I got some other albums. I'm working on something right now. I got an acoustic album, and that was gonna be kind of laid back with ukulele on top.
Sweet.
I'm gonna be doing that Metallica song on there.
Awesome.
And I'm gonna tag Kirk. Tag Kirk have it in that and be like, "Hey man, remember me?"
Right?
Which
But
Metallica
Oh
song?
my
yeah,
gosh, that's so awesome.
it will Enter Sandman actually.
Oh, it's Enter Sandman. Wow.
Yeah, I do it like a real
That's kind
jazzy.
of funny.
I do it real jazzy. I do it like real jazzy.
I love that.
Oh, I love it.
Oh yeah. Oh God, I love Metallica.
Like kind of lounge songy, you know?
Yeah.
Dude, that's
like,
great.
Well,
I love it.
That's where I come up with that thing where it's called Island Rock with an Edge. And then and that's so I kind of coined that when people ask me, in the mainland, like when I come to, U.S. mainland, people are like, well, how would you describe your music? I say, oh, island rock. But then here in Hawaii, there's island rock that sounds real jazzy and stuff.
Oh,
there's some groups that are
rock.
Yeah, there's like, not really popular rock. It's like old school rock where it sounds like Carpenters and like
Don Ho.
Like Don Ho, yeah, you could say there's a couple of groups, C&K, Kalapana, where they have more jazz chords in there. And they have more jazz, so they're considered rock for some reason, but they're more of like a contemporary soft rock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
So I try to say island rock with an edge because I bring that edge into it. So
a little bit of that metal.
So that more distortion.
I got
distortion.
But
yeah.
Yes. Love it.
But
all right, guys, we have a few seconds left.
Oh yeah, well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. You've been so fun to interview. Your stories have been great. And looking forward to, following you and also connecting with you again in the future. So
yeah. I'll be sharing this after you guys post it.
Awesome.
Yeah, I already shared it.
Share away.
But yes, and don't forget to share the little little commercial that was made.
Share that. I think
our friend made a commercial about you.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I think I shared that, and then I'll share that story with you guys too, the Kirk Hammett one.
Yes, please do.
It on Facebook.
Okay. Yes. Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you so much.
And thanks for
Tammy says, let's do this again. Yes, Tammy, we definitely want to do this again. And we would really love, we would love to have you back on our show. Like playing maybe in the concert series in the next couple of weeks. Our friend Kelly Ray says, God bless, man.
Thanks.
Well, yeah, we're doing our Corona concert series every month.
And Noelani says, mahalo. And mahalo to you, Noelani.
Corona concert series.
For tuning in tonight. It's been an absolutely fun chat room, too. You guys were really awesome. It's been a really fun evening. Thanks to you all.
Thanks for having me.
All right, good night, everybody, and have a great Wednesday.
Good night.
All right, you want to take us out?
Absolutely. See y'all next week. Good night.
Night.
I love it too. Yes.